Folks, welcome back. This hobby never ceases to amaze me. Whenever anything is widely available and affordable, nobody freaking wants it. As time goes on, nothing changes, but that price creeps ever so slightly upward, and that supply dips ever so slightly downward, and then everyone wants it. It becomes a feeding frenzy, and it sends them parabolic. And people choose to explain all of these moves as buyouts, manipulations, or pump and dumps. However, whatever you want to call it, it happens, it has happened, it is happening. And you can take advantage of it, or you can complain about it. And as more and more of these sealed product plays dry up, and there's not a lot of those obvious plays, those $80, $90 to $100 boxes, and everything's getting expensive, you're seeing more and more people spill into the singles market because they see opportunity there. Perfect example. This card has been sitting in my videos for probably a year now. I picked this up for $15. I graded it a 10. When I got my PSA order back, it was only worth $55. And so my choices were, do I sell it or do I just keep it? Because I think this card's cool enough to keep in my collection. $55 isn't even worth it. So I kept it. That's simple. That's the story. I kept it because it wasn't worth it to sell. I'm on my live stream opening packs last night, and someone comes in asking, Alex, I'm thinking about picking up that Jesse James full art for $300. What do you think? And I'm like, what Jesse James full art are you talking about? They're like, the one from Hidden Fates. I'm like, stop it. Stop it. You mean that one? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, how could it be worth that much? They're like, well, it's $75 to $80 raw. Sure enough, check TCG Player today. It's a $75 to $80 card near mint, and it is going for multiple hundreds of dollars in a PSA 10. This set was released in 2019. It's went through every pump and dump and stagnation you can think of in the last 6 years. This card's never been massively valuable in the set, ever. It's never been on anyone's radar. And now it's one of the most expensive cards in the set overnight. How'd that happen? Part of the reason is you could say new people are entering the hobby, especially if they came with 151. They're starting to travel back in time to all the sets. They finally got to Hidden Fates and they said, hey, this is awesome. The original 2 villains, you got Meowth in it. Great card. And they all started to buy it. And then as the price started to rise, again, the frenzy began and everyone started to get in on the play. And that's kind of how these things happen. And that's why they can look like buyouts or manipulation, because when it only takes a small amount of this community to want something, because the supplies are much lower than people realize on the market at any given time. And then once that supply gets eaten up and the price does shoot up and you start having sales at that new price point, it kind of sets a new bar and people are more willing to pay those prices when they see recent sales at those prices. And so you can complain about these kind of things and say it's a manipulation, buyout, pump and dump, or you can start making plays when you see plays. If you thought this card was undervalued and you stocked up on it, you would have just 5x'd your money in literally a matter of a month or two. It went from like $15, $20 to $75, $80, right? 4x. Another one we can talk about, Gold Star Umbreon. Talk about that in another video from the Celebration set. It was like a $15 card. Now it's a $50 card. It was under $100 in a 10. Now it's over $200 as a 10, right? What changed? Nothing changed. The set's been out for 4 years. Why all of a sudden do people want it? I don't know. Why didn't they want it back then when it was cheap and affordable? Available everywhere. I don't know. I made videos about Scarlet Violet base set. And I can't remember if it was like October, November. I made it like a top singles investment video of what I thought were the best plays. 2 of the best plays, guess what they were? Miriam and Gardevoir from base set. I said, this makes no sense that the top 2 cards in the entire set are $20 and $25. You very rarely ever see the top hits that cheap in any sets. These are very undervalued. These are pickups. And if you're thinking, Alex, you're the reason they moved, wrong again, because I watched those cards for weeks after I made that video. No movement. No increased buying pressure, right? No sales volume increase. Same price. It wasn't until recently where they all started to running in the last few weeks, maybe a month. And now all of a sudden they're $40, $50 cards seemingly overnight, because people finally realize yeah, these are freaking undervalued. And then when they started to move, everyone again started to pile on because they didn't want to miss out, the FOMO crowd, because they were the I'm going to wait crowd. I'm going to wait. Guys, I'm sure many of you are looking around the market right now, just like you did with Scarlet Violet Sealed, right? And you're thinking that same thing. I'm going to wait, right? I'm going to hold off. You can't hold off in this market. I know that can be seen as dangerous advice, but it's the truth right now because look, me and plenty of other YouTubers were all telling you Paradox Rift is a screaming buy when it was $85, $90, $95, $100, right? Telling you for months. Everyone's logging on every single day looking at Paradox. They're like, ooh, that is a good set. That is cheap. $90 a box. I'm going to wait though. I'm going to wait. They'll log on next week, right? Still 90 a box. Yeah, I got time. They'll log on the week after. A few sales are happening. $92. I can still find it for 90 here. This site has it. I'm good. I got other things to buy right now. Oh, then, you log on a few more weeks. Ooh, it's 95. It's 100 on that site. That site's sold out now. Interesting, huh? Maybe I should get some. Okay, I'm planning. I'm going to get some next week. Next week on my paycheck day, I'm going to buy some. Next week comes along. You log on. 140 a box. What the hell? It's been 90 for months. It was just 95, 100 last week. How'd this happen? And that's what happens every single day, day in and day out of this hobby. I am sure plenty of you right now have things on your watch list. You have saved searches. There are things you are thinking about picking up right now, both sealed and single card wise and slab wise. And you're looking at them and you're saying, I don't know, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. And what happens is they start to sell little by little. The price moves little by little. And, then you're telling yourself, ooh, man, I should have bought back when it was $20, $40 cheaper. I'm going to wait now. I'm going to see if it corrects. Then all of a sudden, big price jump, $100 more. And you're like, whoa, I missed it. How'd that happen? Make the play, guys. Just make the play. If you truly believe in something, you think it's undervalued, you think more people are going to want it in the future than they want now, and you think the supply is not enough out there to quench the demand in the future, make the play. I'm not saying you're always going to be right. You don't have to be right every time. Nobody is 100% right when it comes to investing. But over time, if you know what you're doing, with a little luck, if you approach the hobby, I would say in the correct way, you buy in when things aren't being pumped. They're not at their all-time highs. They're at times when they're stagnant and nobody wants them. More times than not, you're probably going to win more than you lose. And that's all we're trying to do here. If you can win 70, 80, 90% of the time, and you're only losing 10, 20, 30%, over time, you're going to continue to stack those wins. They're going to outweigh the losses. And that's how you be successful, whether you're investing, whether you're buying and selling, whatever you're trying to do in this hobby. Because, guys, there is stuff right now that is going to happen in the blink of an eye. And you can either sit around and join the internet crowd of blaming the, pump and dumpers, blaming the buyouts, blaming the manipulation, or you can get ahead of all that. And then when everyone's screaming buyout manipulation, you can sell into that strength and you can realize all those gains and you can sell off all your $15 cards that are now going for 80 and you can just laugh at everyone getting mad about it. That's all I got to say, guys. Hope this video helped in some sort of way. Subscribe if you're not. I'll be back here in a new one soon. I'm out.